Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now in this video we are going to learn about AutoCAD's status bar commands. Now status bar is basically an area that helps us which is for assisting us while drawing, and it contains some of the most important commands that are very useful and without which you will not even be able to work properly. So we are going to cover what is a status bar, then the commands that are there in status bar, and if there is any command which is not available or which is not visible in the status bar, how we can basically bring it in the status bar. So these are the things that we are going to cover in this video. So stay tuned. Now, so to start with, in general, by default, basically status bar is the toolbar which is available below command bar. Now it's a separate case if you have basically changed the position of your command bar. By default, status bar will be available on the bottom of the screen. Now it contains some of the commands like just take a look at this portion. The first one that we are seeing, these are coordinates. Now coordinates of our cursor. So basically alongside moving our cursor we can get an idea that on which coordinate we currently are. Okay, now if you zoom out you will see the effect of coordinates, or basically scale of coordinates is going to change automatically. So you can get an idea about your zoom by seeing how these coordinates are changing. Okay, now after that, the next important things that we are going to discuss here. First, we are going to cover the most essential items in this status bar. So first one is grid mode. Now one more thing, in status bar, all the commands can be activated using function keys. Like just take a look in this one. Grid mode, you can activate it by pressing F7, or you can simply click on this area and you can turn the grid on. Now grid size, it obviously changes as you change your zoom level. Okay, so that is grid mode, and you can activate it or deactivate it using F7 key only. Now next one, if you right click on this, you will see you can set up this grid as well. So you can change these spacings if you want. So this is a very nice feature. If you are doing some kind of construction drawing, you can basically change these spacing of X and Y lines. Okay, now I'm not going into this detail of all of these things. Basically, this dialog box that we are seeing, this is drafting settings, so you can access this area by options as well. Now next one is snap mode. Okay, now snap mode and Osnap, these are two different commands. So snap mode basically will work, suppose that if you select a line and if you want to draw a line. Now by default you can draw a line at basically take point whatever you want. Okay, it will not matter. It's not necessary that you should end or start a line from a specific corner. But if you turn this snap mode on and you start a line, just take a look, you will not be able to start your line or end your line other than the corners of these grids. Okay, so basically your cursor will only snap to lines. Okay, but in this case basically you can use coordinates if you want to. Now sometimes you might see that you can move your cursor anywhere if the zoom is out, but this is not the case. If you will zoom in, you will see that you are restricted to the corner point of the grid only. So that's snap mode, and you can keep or understand this shortcut like snap mode can be activated using F9 key. Okay, again a function key. Now just turn this snap mode off. Next one is dynamic input or DYN mode. Now just take a look alongside our cursor. We are seeing some information like specify new point, then there is length of the line, then there is angle of the line. This is dynamic input that we are seeing here. So you can turn it off from this icon. Okay, so that's DYN mode. You can turn it on or off by using this particular icon. Now, if any icon in this status bar is not visible, you can simply click on this customization icon that is in the lower right corner, extreme right, and you can activate it from here. Now, next command that we are going to discuss, okay, we will need line for this. Now, suppose that you want to draw only on angles that are in multiples of 90-degree only. So that's ortho mode that is going to help us. So if you have turned this ortho mode on, you will not be able to draw any line at angle other than multiples of 90. Okay. Now it is not restricting the line movement at 90 degree. Just understand this thing. It is restricting the cursor on multiples of 90 degree. You can draw a line at 180 degree. There is no issue in that. You can draw a line at 0 degree or 180 degree or 270 degree. So that's totally fine. So we are not restricting our cursor to 90 degree. We are basically restricting our cursor on multiples of 90 degree. So that's ortho mode, and you can turn it on or off by pressing F8 or function key 8 function key. Now just turn it off. Next one is polar tracking. Now this is an important command. Now just take a look. If you turn this polar tracking on, you will see that at certain angles, like at 0 degree, we are seeing a green colored line of infinite length. Okay, let's clean this grid and let's end it for a better understanding. Let's erase all of them. Now select a line, start it from any point and take a look. At 0 degree, we are seeing this green colored line, which is of infinite length. Now just move your cursor upwards and take a look. After 13 degree, we are directly going on 15. We are not able to go on 14 degrees. And at 15 degree as well, we are seeing this line of infinite length. So basically our cursor is snapping at 0 and 15. Let's take a look at next angle. So, okay, next one is 30. Next one 45. So basically our cursor is snapping at an interval of 15 degree. Now we can change this interval as well by selecting these options. So if you want to snap your cursor at 30, now take a look. It will not snap at 15 degree. Just take a look. Now we are at 15 degree, but we are not seeing any line of infinite length. So this is polar tracking. Basically, you are tracking the angle of movement of the cursor. Okay, and you can change this interval by using these icons. Okay, now next icon that we are seeing here, this is for iso drafting, or basically for drawing isometric images. Okay, so it has three different options. Iso draft is let me explain. Now just take a look. This is a grid. Okay, now if you turn the iso draft on, you will see that the grid is basically inclined at an angle. So iso drafting is used for drawing isometric images, and isometric images, they are at basically drawn at 30 degree angle in general, or on isometric axis that are at 120 degree to each other. So we have three different isoplane options that are there. You can switch between them by pressing F5. Okay. Now this option is useful only if you are drawing isometric images. Now turn it off. Next very important command is Osnap or object snap. Now this is something that is the backbone of drawing. If you want to draw any complex drawing, Osnap is a must. Now Osnap, let me explain. Suppose that I have drawn any image here. Now just turn it off, select line again and start a line from this corner. So I want to start a line from this corner, and as per my opinion, I'm just at the corner and join the line. Now zoom in and take a look. Take a look at the line that you have started. From the zoom level, we thought that we were starting the line from exact corner, but this was not the case. Now I'm taking this corner and I'm again placing at this edge. Okay. Now just take a look. I'm going to zoom in further and you will see that again we have not joined the line at exact corner. So OSNAP is basically a criteria that allows us to basically join at certain points effortlessly. Now, after turning on the Osnap mode, you will see that we are seeing this square icon. Okay, and if I click a little bit away, if I keep my cursor a little bit away, you will see that it is by default taking the cursor on the corner. Now zoom out and you will see that we have joined the line at the perfect corner. Okay, so Osnap is a very useful tool. Now what else can we do? Suppose that I have started a line from this endpoint. Next thing, I want to join this line at the midpoint. So for midpoint, you need to watch for this triangle icon, and you have joined the line at exactly at midpoint. Okay, so that is something you should look for. Now certain icons might not be visible. Now suppose that I draw a circle here, okay, like this, and I start a line starting from this corner, and I want to join this line so that it is the tangent. Okay, so you will see this icon. Okay, now if this icon is appearing, basically we have joined the line exactly as a tangent. Okay, the line is not cutting the circle. Now let's take a look at another option. Suppose that I want to draw a perpendicular on this circle's circumference. Now take a look. Now this is just an intersection, this cross sign. Now take a look at this sign, that perpendicular icon that we are seeing, and zoom out, and you will see that you have exactly joined at 90° to this circumference. Now how to activate these options if they are not available? So just click on this arrow, or if you are using an older version, right click and you will see all of these options. So for endpoint, you should activate it, for midpoint, for center, and you are able to see these icons as well. Okay, that are visible here. Now due to some white screen, it might not be visible. Let's change the theme to dark. Apply, click OK. I think we will be able to see now properly. Okay, now just take a look. These are the icons for different types of points. So we should understand each and every one of these icons for perpendicular, for tangent, nearest, and you can change these settings as well. Now we are in the same drafting settings. Basically, this is for snap and grid, and this is for object snap. And you can see these icons, all of these icons that are there. Okay. Now OSnap, object snap on for F3, and OSnap tracking. Basically, how we are tracking the OSnap, that is for F11. Okay, and icon for OSnap tracking is this one, or AutoSnap basically. So in general, we keep AutoSnap off, but the maximum used command is this one. Now suppose that if you increase the line weight, or if you want to increase the thickness of this particular line, so just go to this area and change its thickness, but you will see that the thickness is not visible. Okay, so we have one option that we can go to line weight settings and we can click on display line weight. Okay, that is something that we can use. Click on display line weight, click OK, and you will see that the circle's weight or thickness is increased. Another option is we can click on this icon. Okay, if this icon is checked, basically we are seeing the line weights, and if you will uncheck it, you will see that the line weight is disappeared. Now let's display line weight. Now I just want to make it transparent. Okay, I just want to make it transparent. So just change this transparency from Y layer to 75, and you will see that we are able to see this transparency. Now in certain cases it might not be visible, so you should look for this icon, transparency display. So this is the command. So if this icon is checked, you will be able to see all of these transparencies. Otherwise, you will see the icon or object as the exact or I would say that non-transparent object. Okay. Then, if you want to change your workspace from drafting annotation to 3D or 3D modeling, you can change it from here. You can change your units from this decimal, architectural, engineering. Now, the best way is obviously using UN command, but unit command basically. but you can use these options as well. Next one is quick properties. Now suppose that if you want to see the properties of this particular object, now click on this and you will see all of the properties of this particular object. Now in general we keep it off, but let's remove the selection, just turn it on, and you will click on any object and you will see the properties of this particular object. Now if certain option is not available, so you can make it available by using this particular customization option. So you can select whatever you want to, and you can move whatever you want want or do not want there. The next thing that we should understand is clean screen. The clean screen icon that you are seeing here, this is the clean screen icon. So basically all your ribbons and tabs, they have disappeared. So if you want to work on certain larger projects, you should use clean screen option. You can turn it off again and you will be on the same page. Now model and layout, you can shift basically between model and layout by clicking on model and paper. So just take a look. You have shifted from the drawing area to layout one by default. Okay, so click on model again and you will be at the same page. Now if you shift it, basically you will be shifted to layout. So these are the status bar command, and I hope you guys have learned something new. So that's all for today. Thank you very much and have a nice day.